Good evening, I'm Shelley Brown.
And I'm Lee Zurich. The focus for crews at the Hard Rock construction collapse site is recovering the remains of 2 workers.
And as Amanda Roberts explains, they will face a host of hurdles.
This corner of the French Quarter, while still wrought with destruction, is in the beginning phase of returning to some kind of normalcy.
It's not perfectly safe, but it's much safer.
Despite the threat of severe weather, city leaders say it didn't deter them from continuing work on the site. Engineers and investigators were able to enter the Hard Rock not only for the start of recovery, but also in examining and investigating how successful the implosion of the 2 cranes actually was.
The heaviest pieces wound up in the building. So we were very, very happy with what we had. It happened without any further loss of life and without any injuries.
City leaders say it will take crews an undetermined amount of time to comb through and remove those layers of debris, but they say recovering those workers inside is still their priority.
But just know that it will be with dignity, it will be with respect, and public safety will be the top priority.
Immediately, the recovery is going to require some demolition, where you're going to have to pick up and remove those concrete slabs one at a time and take them down safely to the street and then haul them off.
Even though city leaders say they have a good idea of where the remains are located, civil engineer HJ Bosworth says unfortunately the recovery process could take weeks. The mission will require a number of large cranes and fencing around the Hard Rock for safety reasons, a plan the city is already putting into motion. Bosworth says the simple schematics of removing all that debris will be a huge challenge.
Because you have to have a crane there that's tall enough and strong enough to grab sections of concrete floors that are 200 feet above the ground.
As the city works to shrink the evacuation zone, they'll also be working to remove the pieces of those demolished cranes.
I believe the crane is very, very stable. It will be probably the first thing you start to see come off.
Now, the most dangerous hazards seem to be behind first responders, but city leaders say they haven't forgotten how much, both in lives and financially, this fatal collapse has cost.
We're wanting to make sure that New Orleans receives her fair share based on this tragedy that has occurred in our city, and 3 people's lives have been lost.
City leaders say the collapse has cost the city upwards of $400,000 a day in overtime and other costs. OSHA investigators will also remain on scene for this foreseeable future as they conduct their joint investigation with the NOPD.